Platinum Handicap, $1.70, Pray Again. They're ready. And the starters sent them away. They're off and they're racing. Pray Again actually first away from Kazkazi. Bar Time going through between them. Royal Gap's coming over. And it might well be Royal Gap who extends and goes to the lead. In fact, it will. It's going to head Bar Time, Kazkazi. Pray Again back fourth now inside Jedi Mind. And 2.5 to 3 Arrow Song back there with the other of the roughies, Colchino. As they work down the back straight, 1,200 to go. On the back up, Royal Gap is fired up in front, leads the way by a length and a half. In behind it, second is Bar Time, so Fiore took the trail. Then Kazkazi third, 1,000 to go. Pray Again, the favourite, locked up in on the rail. About a length, Jedi Mind and Arrow Song is back with Colchino, and they've both tacked on as Royal Gap led them going up now to the top of the course. 800 left to go, and leaving the back straight, the leader Royal Gap, a length and a half on little Bar Time. Almost 2 lengths Kazkazi, which is shading the favourite down on the inside. Pray Again, a bit more than a length further back behind those to Jedi Mind, and still Arrow Song is back there, dropping out last, in fact, in front of it, Colchino. Well, it's Royal Gap who comes to the home corner. Stephen Parnham, they're off and gone, trying to get a break at the 400 with Royal Gap, riding it along, coming into the turn, but stalked now by Bar Time. Coming away from the inside is the fave, Pray Again from Kazkazi, who dropped off, and then Colchino, Jedi Mind. Bar Time moves up at the 200 metre mark to join Royal Gap, who fights. In behind them, Pray Again taking a day to get there and won't. Royal Gap's fighting. Royal Gap responding. Beats off Bar Time, and this is going to be all the way for Royal Gap. Royal Gap on the back up beat Bar Time, and third it was close. Kazkazi or Colchino. Well, never ever again would you back Pray Again, particularly at the odds on. Shouldn't start odds on ever again. Behind them, Arrow Song, and back with it as well, Jedi Mind pulling up quickly in the run on. Royal Gap's first, Stephen Parnham. Favourite missing a place. Goodness gracious me. Pray Again. Sin Bind. Royal Gap does it all the way here. Stephen Parnham aboard Royal Gap, and has proven too good. Challenged by Bar Time, but shook it off. And third, Kazkazi, Colchino with Pray Again, confined to purgatory. $1.70 and gave 0. Royal Gap by King's Troop from Gaps in Medes. Ash Maley does it here with Stephen Parnham aboard, and does it leading all the way. From Bar Time by Universal Ruler, Lucy Fiore, Brett Pope took the sit behind Royal Gap today. Made the challenge, but Royal Gap was equal to it, and we're waiting on the outcome of third there. There was little between Colchino and also Kazkazi. And here are the numbers coming through. 8 from 3, 7 Colchino third, fourth number 4 Kazkazi. 2.5 lengths official margin, 1 1/4 second and third. No overall time there, but the split is 36.44. We'll get the time there as soon as it does come through for the 1600. But it's Royal Gap, and posting its fourth win in 44 runs today for Ash Maley and his partners. Taking out race number 1. Race 2, the National Pump and Energy Plate over 1,000. Number 2 is out. That is the top bar. And a field of 7 will run. Tash Faithfuls on 4, Blue Rocket, replacing Sean O'Donnell. Indisposed, not riding here this afternoon, as we join Lockie down there in the yard. And it's a nice back-up victory by Royal Gap.
Thanks, Darren. It certainly is. Only at the races a week and a half ago, but he's been building into this campaign really nicely. Winning trainer Ash Maley joins me now. Ash, is that a fair assessment of Royal Gap's campaign thus far, in the sense that he's just been building towards a race like this?
Yeah, for sure. And like I said to Steve, like, if it's genuine pace, you can sit back a bit, but if it's not genuine, you're going to have to let him roll, because otherwise he's quite aggressive in his racing. And I think he brings himself undone if there's not a genuine pace in there. He hasn't got that real good sprint, although it was really good to see that he was actually pulling away from him towards the end there. But I'm pretty sure he's appreciating a little bit better ground too.
With that in mind, how did you assess the first half of the race as it unfolded?
Yeah, I was glad that he went around early because he started to look like he was going to get trucking. I sort of did think that one of Brett's would go forward and that we would sit just behind that, but I said rather than fight him, let him roll, because he's just an aggressive sort of horse that really needs a genuine pace in there, and he's not going to sit and sprint.
And whilst the horse hasn't won in almost 2 years, he's been awfully consistent throughout that time.
Yeah, he's certainly been consistent, and he's been getting a little bit too far out of his ground to come home and win. So today, being able to dictate, it was great.
Leading Taddy in the third. What do you make of his chances?
Yeah, I think Luke's is pretty good, but we're going to give it a test.
That's all you have to do. Well done here.
Cheers, mate.
There's Ash Maley after the win of Royal Gap. Some 658 days since we last saw him salute the judge, and these very patient owners are very, very happy, Scott.
As they should be. Stevie Parnham's going to join us now. Royal Gap, Stevie straight to the front and then pretty gritty at the end.
Yeah, he fought him off really well. I was pretty happy with the finish that he had for me.
Top of the home straight, gave a nice kick.
He did, yeah. I sort of just had him in a rhythm where he was happy to be, and he ran a really good race at Ascot for me over, I think it was 1800, where he ran second. So I know he's got a bit of grit there, and he showed it again today.
Listen to the breath, it sounds like he is still hard work though.
Yeah, we had to get everything out of him, but he produced when it counted, so that's the main thing.
Ash was saying he can get a little bit fierce in his racing. What's he like today?
Well, I just let him be happy, so he gave me a nice ride. I didn't fight him, found the front and did the rest.
Congratulations.
Thank you, cheers.
There's Stevie Parnham starting off the day on a winning note. He combines with Ash Maley, Royal Gap to take out race number 1 here at Belmont Park.